Ladies and gentlemen, Cowboys Nation, hold onto your hats because we've got seismic, earth-shattering, breaking news coming straight out of Dallas, Texas, that's sending shockwaves through the NFL. This is not just a roster move. This is a franchise-altering, season-defining moment that could very well rewrite the trajectory of the Dallas Cowboys for years to come. Just moments ago, literally within the last hour, the Dallas Cowboys have officially signed Pro Bowl running back Riley Moss to a blockbuster deal that's got fans losing their minds, analysts rewriting their playbooks, and NFC rivals sweating bullets as they head into the 2025 season. This is the kind of news that demands your full attention, so let's dive right in and unpack every single detail of this monumental acquisition. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss a second of this. Let's set the stage. The Dallas Cowboys, one of the most storied franchises in NFL history, have just made a move that screams ambition, intent, and a no-nonsense approach to winning. Riley Moss, a name that's been lighting up highlight reels and terrorizing defenses across the league, is now a Dallas Cowboy. This isn't just any signing. This isn't a depth move or a low-key addition to the roster. No, this is a high-impact, aggressive, and downright strategic play by the Cowboys' front office, led by the one and only Jerry Jones. The man who's never been afraid to make a splash has done it again, and this time, it's a tidal wave. The Cowboys are sending a crystal-clear message to the rest of the NFL. They're not here to play games. They're here to dominate. For those of you who might not be as familiar with Riley Moss, let's get you up to speed because this guy is no ordinary running back. Moss has been an absolute force in the NFL over the past few seasons, establishing himself as one of the most electrifying and versatile offensive weapons in the game. Picture this, a running back with blazing speed, razor-sharp vision, and the kind of physicality that leaves defenders grasping at air or eating turf. Last season alone, Moss racked up over 1,400 rushing yards, punched in 12 touchdowns on the ground, and added another 400 yards through the air as a receiving back. That's right, this guy isn't just a one-trick pony. He's a three-down back who can grind out tough yards between the tackles, catch passes out of the backfield, and break off explosive runs that leave entire defenses in the dust. He's the complete package, and now he's wearing the star on his helmet. Let's talk about why this signing is such a game-changer for the Cowboys. For years, Dallas has been searching for a true difference-maker in the backfield. Ever since Ezekiel Elliott's departure, the Cowboys have relied on a committee approach at running back, with mixed results at best. The inconsistency in the run game has put immense pressure on quarterback Prescott to carry the offense, often forcing the team into predictable passing situations against elite defenses. But with Riley Moss now in the fold, that narrative is about to change in a big way. Moss brings the kind of dynamic playmaking ability that can balance this offense and take it to new heights. He's not just a running back, he's a weapon, a spark plug, a player who can change the outcome of a game with a single touch. The Cowboys' front office didn't stumble into this signing by accident. Sources close to the team reveal that Jerry Jones and his team have been quietly pursuing Moss for weeks, identifying him as the missing piece to their offensive puzzle. With training camp in full swing and the 2025 season looming, the Cowboys knew they needed a game-changer to complement Prescott and alleviate the pressure on the passing game. Moss fits that bill perfectly. His ability to contribute in both the run and pass games gives offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer a wealth of options to work with. Imagine the possibilities. Quick screen passes to Moss in space, RPOs that keep linebackers guessing, play-action fakes that freeze defenses, and a ground game that forces opponents to respect the run. This signing doesn't just upgrade the running back position, it transforms the entire offensive identity of the Dallas Cowboys. The impact of this signing goes beyond the stat sheet. Moss brings a level of leadership and playoff experience that will resonate in the locker room. Teammates who've played alongside him rave about his work ethic and his ability to elevate those around him. He's a workhorse in practice, often staying late to put in extra reps and pushing his teammates to match his intensity. That kind of presence is infectious, especially for a Cowboys team that's been criticized in the past for falling short in big moments. Moss's grit, determination, and winning mentality align perfectly with the culture that head coach Mike McCarthy is trying to build in Dallas. He's not just here to play, he's here to win, and he's going to demand the same from everyone around him. Now, let's talk about the deal itself. While the full contract details are still trickling in, early reports indicate that Moss has signed a multi-year deal with performance-based incentives that could position him among the highest-paid running backs in the NFL. And honestly, he's worth every penny. Some insiders are calling this a team-friendly deal, given Moss's proven production and untapped upside at just 26 years old. Others are going as far as to say this could be the steal of the offseason. Either way, the Cowboys have made a bold investment in their future, and it's clear they're in win-now mode. This isn't a move you make if you're content with mediocrity. This is a move you make when you're swinging for the fences, aiming for a Super Bowl. The ripple effects of this signing are going to be felt across the NFC. Teams like the Philadelphia Eagles, San Francisco 49ers, and Detroit Lions, who have been powerhouses in recent years, now have to contend with a Cowboys offense that's suddenly a lot more dangerous. With Moss in the backfield, Dallas can control the tempo of the game, extend drives, and keep their defense already one of the league's best, led by stars like Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs fresh and rested. The added time of possession and the ability to sustain long clock-chewing drives will make the Cowboys a nightmare to game plan against. Opposing defensive coordinators are going to lose sleep trying to figure out how to stop this new-look Dallas offense. This move also has huge implications for the Cowboys' younger players. Rookies and second-year backs like Deuce Vaughn and Rico Dowdle now have the chance to learn from a Pro Bowl caliber player up close. Moss's professionalism, preparation, and on-field instincts will serve as a blueprint for these young players as they develop. The running back room, which has been plagued by injuries and inconsistency in recent years, now has a clear leader and a reliable workhorse to anchor the position. This added depth is invaluable, especially in a league where injuries can derail even the most talented rosters. With Moss leading the way, the Cowboys' backfield is suddenly one of the deepest and most dynamic in the NFL. The timing of this signing couldn't be more perfect. With training camp in full swing and preseason games just around the corner, Moss has enough time to integrate into the Cowboys system, build chemistry with the offensive line, and get comfortable with the team's offensive rhythm. Expect to see him getting plenty of reps in practice as the coaching staff works to maximize his impact from week one. Fans are already taking to social media, flooding platforms like X with posts about jersey orders, fantasy football draft strategies, and bold Super Bowl predictions. The excitement is palpable, and it's easy to see why. This is the kind of move that re-energizes a fan base that's been starving for something to believe in. So, what does this mean for the 2025 season? For starters, it means the Cowboys' offense just got a massive upgrade. Dak Prescott, who's faced relentless scrutiny and pressure to prove he's the guy to lead Dallas to a Super Bowl, now has a safety valve and a game-changer in the backfield. Moss's ability to pick up consistent yardage on early downs will keep the offense ahead of the chains, while his receiving skills will give Prescott a reliable target on checkdowns and screen passes. This opens up the playbook in ways we haven't seen in years. Offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer can now get creative, mixing in jet sweeps, misdirection plays, and deep shots to CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks off play action. The possibilities are endless, and the Cowboys are about to become a lot more unpredictable. The impact on the passing game can't be overstated. With Moss commanding attention from linebackers and safeties, defenses will have to pick their poison. Stack the box to stop the run, and you leave CeeDee Lamb one-on-one with a cornerback. Play coverage to contain the passing game, and Moss will gash you for 6-7 yards a carry. This is the kind of balance that championship teams are built on. The Cowboys' offense, which has often felt one-dimensional in big games, now has the versatility to attack defenses in multiple ways. And let's not forget the red zone. Moss's ability to punch it in from short yardage or break off a big play in tight spaces will make Dallas a much more efficient scoring team. The defense, already a strength for Dallas, will benefit just as much. A strong running game means longer drives, which means more rest for Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, and the rest of the defensive unit. Time of possession is a critical factor in the NFL, and with Moss in the backfield, the Cowboys can dictate the pace of the game. They can grind out first downs, wear down opposing defenses, and keep their own defense fresh for those critical late-game situations. This is how you win in January. This is how you compete with the best teams in the league. This is how you make a Super Bowl run. Let's talk about the fan reaction, because Cowboys Nation is absolutely buzzing right now. Social media is ablaze with fans sharing their excitement, posting clips of Moss's highlight reel plays, and debating where he'll rank in their fantasy football drafts. The energy is electric, and it's not hard to see why. For a fan base that's been through the highs and lows of countless seasons, this feels like a turning point. The Cowboys have made bold moves before, but this one feels different. It's not just about adding talent, it's about adding the right talent, the kind of player who can elevate an entire team and change the narrative. Fans are already dreaming of Moss, breaking off long runs at a TNT stadium, hearing the roar of the crowd as he crosses the goal line, and imagining what it would feel like to see Dallas finally hoist that Lombardi trophy. Looking ahead, there are a few key storylines to watch. First, how quickly can Moss adapt to the Cowboys' offensive scheme? While he's a veteran with plenty of experience, learning a new playbook and building chemistry with the offensive line takes time. The good news is that training camp provides the perfect opportunity for him to get up to speed. Expect the coaching staff to give him plenty of reps in preseason games to help him find his rhythm. Second, how will the Cowboys adjust their game plan to maximize Moss's talents? Will they lean heavily on the run game to control the clock? Or will they use him as a decoy to open up the passing game? The beauty of Moss is his versatility, so the possibilities are endless. Finally, how will this move affect the rest of the roster? Players like CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks are likely to see more one-on-one opportunities, while the offensive line will have a chance to showcase their run-blocking skills with a back like Moss behind them. One thing we can't overlook is the psychological boost this gives the team. The Cowboys have been under intense scrutiny for years, with every season carrying the weight of Super Bowl expectations. That pressure can wear on a team, but a move like this flips the script. It sends a message to the players that the front office believes in them, that they're all in for 2025, and that they're not afraid to make big moves to get there. For a team that's been so close to breaking through, that kind of confidence can be a game changer. You can already imagine the swagger in the locker room, the extra pep in their step at practice, and the renewed sense of purpose as they head into the season. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. The NFC is as competitive as ever, with teams like the Eagles, 49ers, and Lions all vying for supremacy. But with Riley Moss in the fold, the Cowboys have just leveled the playing field. They've got a top-tier quarterback in Prescott, a superstar wide receiver in CeeDee Lamb, a dominant defense led by Micah Parsons, and now a Pro Bowl running back who can do it all. This is a roster built to compete with anyone, anywhere, anytime. The Cowboys aren't just a playoff team anymore. They're a team that can go toe-to-toe with the best in the league and come out on top. 133/500. As we wrap this up, let's just take a moment to let this sink in. Riley Moss is a Dallas Cowboy. The man who's been breaking ankles, outrunning defenders, and making highlight reel plays is now wearing the star. This is the kind of move that gets fans out of their seats, that makes you believe anything is possible, that reignites the passion of a fan base that's been waiting for a moment like this. The 2025 season just got a whole lot more exciting, and the Cowboys just became a whole lot more dangerous. So buckle up, Cowboys Nation, because this is going to be one wild ride. Get ready for a season full of electrifying runs, game-changing plays, and maybe a trip to the Super Bowl. The Riley Moss era in Dallas has officially begun, and the NFL won't know what hit him.